was about a month ago before any polls came out that showed us at 6%. So I would say at this point, certainly we're an underdog. Certainly we're a big underdog. But I would say maybe 19-1, 20-1, something like that. I'm sure we've inched up a bit.
All right. Well, as vigorous as you are in communicating your message, I have a funny feeling the odds are going to change as well. Let's turn our attention to a couple issues now in particular. We've talked about many, many issues thus far, and I think I know the answer. But in your view, what is the most urgent problem facing the United States right now?
Out-of-control government, recession that, the government has lied to us. I believe as a small businessman I think small businessmen are the canary in the coal mine. We feel it first, and the Federal Reserve is out of touch, and they try and tell us we're not in recession. The statistics say we're not in recession. Well, that's not true. I could tell you all my friends in business, many of whom are considered quote-unquote wealthy. These are people that own 3 restaurants, all big, booming restaurants in Las Vegas, 4 dry cleaners, 5 gas stations. Every one of them, people consider rich, and they're all hurting. They're in major trouble. Some of them are going under. They need a loan to expand their business or to keep their business running, and there are no loans. There's no credit available anymore for a businessman or a businesswoman. So I think we're in major trouble, and we've been in trouble for about a year and a half. We've been in a recession. Yet the government has lied to us, or they're just so out of touch they don't know. I'm not sure. But at least I'm on Main Street. The average guy out there, they're on Wall Street. They're in Washington. They're on Potomac Street. But they're not on Main Street, and I know what's going on, and we're in deep recession. So the answer is not more government. The answer is less government. And no matter what the question is, it's more freedom for the people. The answer is more freedom for the people and less government. Let the people keep more of their own money. Let the free markets reign. That's your answer. So the problem is, number 1, the economy, number 2, the economy, number 3, the economy, number 4, the economy, and all the issues lead to the economy. The war in Iraq, we're spending too much. It's damaged the economy. Healthcare, it's just going up too high. It's damaged the economy. And if you think it's bad now, wait till government takes it over. No matter what the issue is, immigration, the government's done absolutely nothing. There's one area where they've done too little. They've done nothing. We've got to secure our borders because immigration involves the economy. More and more illegal immigrants come here, and yes, some of them are very good people, by the way. I'm not anti-immigrant. Very good people, hardworking people. But an awful lot of them come here to get free housing, free welfare, free aid to dependent children, you name the entitlement, free education for their kids, free health care every time someone gets sick. They want to pay no taxes into the system, but they want Social Security someday. Ladies and gentlemen, they may be nice people, but they're going to bankrupt the economy of the United States of America. We will bankrupt our country if we allow millions of people to come into our country, across our border illegally, and then accept all the fruits of what our country offers. So all these issues tie in to the economy.
I'd like to pose one last question. North Dakota is an energy-producing state. Mm-hmm. We produce oil. In fact, the hottest oil play in the United States currently now is in the Bakken Formation in western North Dakota. Mm-hmm. We have the largest lignite reserves of any state in the Union. There's a number of ethanol plants in operation and under construction, and there are several windmills being constructed. In fact, several hundred, and there's going to be several hundred more being built. So North Dakota has a very keen interest in what a national energy policy might look like. In a Barr-Root administration, could you please tell us?
Well, I've been saying it's not new. I've heard McCain starting to say it a little bit now. Obama still doesn't say it, which tells you how out of touch that liberal socialist is. But as far as McCain, he's just now starting to say, let's drill. And even now he still says, let's not drill in Anwar. I'm someone who's been saying for years that how can you possibly say you want energy independence, but you won't drill for the energy, the oil, that's in your own country, that's in your own ground, that's under your own ocean? That's crazy. We've got to drill, and drill some more while we are developing alternatives to oil and fossil fuels. I admit that eventually we've got to get off them if we ever want to be independent of our enemies, of people in Arab countries who take our money and use it against us to fund terrorism. We've got to get away from that. And so, yeah, wind and solar and you name it. There are a million alternatives that are possible. The free market's got to explore that. But what we've got to do in the meantime is we've got to build more refineries for marketing of the oil, for refining of the oil. We've got to build more clean coal plants. We've got to build more nuclear power plants. We've got to drill off Alaska. We've got to drill off the continental shelf. We've got to drill off Florida and the Gulf of Mexico. We've got to drill between Florida and Cuba, where they found a giant new find of oil. We have enough oil in this country now that we could get ourselves at least off a modicum of oil from our enemies, 10%, 20%, 30%, if we only would start the drilling. So all those liberal environmentalists who try and stop us and they say it's wrong to drill for oil, well, we have no choice but at this point to exploit what we've got. And government should never make the choice. Let the free market choose. When you mention ethanol, government made that choice, and it was a terrible choice. Ethanol has saved us no money. It is not cleaner. As a matter of fact, it creates more pollution than regular gas, and it takes a gallon plus of oil to make 1 gallon of ethanol, and it's created worldwide food shortages when we converted corn to ethanol instead of using it for food and cattle feed. So it's been a disaster. It's created inflation on so many levels. The choice of ethanol has been a disaster, but the worst choice is I'm against corporate welfare. If you want ethanol, that's great. Then you as a farmer, make that choice, take that risk, and hopefully you'll get a big payoff. But government should not subsidize it. Anything government chooses, when they pick winners, they do it wrong.
We're speaking with Wayne Allen Root.
The websites are root4america.com, root, R-O-O-T, 4, F-O-R, America.com, and my running mate for President of the United States is Congressman Bob Barr. His website is Bob Barr, B-A-R-R, 2008.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Root. I appreciate the fact that you took the time to join us here and be part of DSN's Democracy in America initiative.
Jim, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me on.
It's been all mine. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, Jeff, you heard the interview with the vice presidential candidate, Wayne Root, and you were hurrying back from a ball game. I don't know if you had a chance to hear it all or not.
I think I heard most of it.
All right.
And a very articulate man, and very successful at every venture he's pursued, in his business career, and I was very impressed, and you conducted a great interview, Jim, and I'm a little bit more aware now of the Libertarian Party platform, and I did check his bio on the website, on his website, and I think they're going to make a splash here, and I think his and Bob Barr's campaign may affect the outcome of this election.
Well, he's certainly passionate in conveying his message and articulate.
Oh, definitely. Both those words apply. Passionate and articulate, and it's kind of interesting. He claims he does not want to be a career politician. If given the opportunity to lead this country, he'll do it for 8 years, and then he's out and returning to the private sector. So, very interesting man, and I think I'm curious to see how they'll fare in November, when those votes are tallied.
Well, it's certainly going to be an uphill battle. He admitted that himself, with
right.
The odds being 19-1 or 25-1, whatever they are. But I think it's important to point out that if you have a message and if you have a good messenger, things can happen. And Bob Barr, former Congressman Bob Barr of Georgia, is certainly a nationally recognized name and figure. And of course, Mr. Root has been a member of the Lifetime Libertarian Party as well. And so I suspect that they're going to really stir things up in this presidential election.
What I think they have going for them that maybe other third-party candidates have not is name recognition and a high profile. So a very interesting combination. I really enjoyed your question, when you asked him how he obtained the nomination. I think he was seeking the presidential nomination, and he and Bob Barr kind of split the vote among the conservative faction of the Libertarian Party. So the nomination was officially handed out, did he say Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, something like it.
All right, so they're just kind of getting their campaign underway, and with their website and his high profile on cable television in particular, I think the American public will hear a lot more about Bob Barr and Wayne Allen Root.
Well, we should probably turn our attention to sports for a moment. There was a lot of drama at